she's live. Hey, you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm new to this. Where's everybody? No, he came off live because he finished folding his clothes, so he said he'll join in a bit. So yeah. No, but I think he came off live. To be fair, it was just me and him and his cousin. I don't know where everybody else went. I know, right? I'm gonna um I'm gonna find something and then when it comes on I'm gonna show you how to do it. It is so easy, but it was just difficult. Hey twins, made it. I know, right? Made it to the live. You in the UK now? Twins, if you listen to like most of my lives from now on, in no time you'll get the British accent and then you know, you'll be great. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. This is my first live, guys, so be nice to me. If you don't know already, this is a channel about God. So there will be no disrespect. And we just got to study. What does that mean? Yeah, there will be no disrespect. This is a non-judgment free channel. I don't judge anyone, so Yeah, I don't judge anyone. So all I ask is you to be just like a good person, and that is all I ask. Yeah, that's all I ask of you. But yeah, as I said, this is my channel. If you don't know, I have given my life to Christ, and I gave my life to Christ last year April. So I did put up a little video on my YouTube channel, 5 tips on how to, as a beginner, what tips I would have used. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and do it every week because of work, but every week there'll be like a different topic. But for this first live, it's just really getting to know me, so it's just gonna be chill. But next week, I think I will be talking about my favorite book in the Bible, which is the Book of Job's. So that's gonna be pretty good. I know, right? Big 50. You're welcome, Cynical. Thank you, twins. Yeah, I'm enjoying my Tuesday. Hope you guys are as well. I'll probably be on here for probably about an hour because I've got work tomorrow. So yeah, I just wanted to start my live journey. So yeah, this is it. Her voice is voicing. What does it sound British? Does it sound proper British? Do you know what? It don't even sound British because I live in the trenches, well, the ends. So it's not like proper Queen's English. That's good. Do you know what? When I hear myself, I'm just because it's just normal to me. But whenever people listen, they're like, "Oh, your accent's nice." I'm just like, "This is just normal." But thank you. I didn't know Cynical was subscribed to me, but thank you. Thank you all for subbing to me. That's true. Zay, I'm gonna find something to show you how to fold something in a minute. Yeah, I'll find something, a top or a hoodie, because it was hard to explain to you in your live. Thank you. Everyone says that, but I'm like, I wish they wasn't there, but thank you. It's just like taking over my face. Tips and tricks. I got you, Zane. Thanks, Nicole. Cool. Oh, thanks, twins. Me too. I don't actually have no social media. I only have YouTube. Um, I don't have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I don't have any of that stuff. Oh my God. No way. No way. Just burn the whole house. If I saw a mouse, I'm done. I'm done. What's my favorite Bible verse? Got her. Probably Proverbs, the chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I think that's one of my favorite ones. And probably the Psalms. There was a one that I read in my shorts, Psalms. Yeah, but yeah, that Proverbs one is probably my favorite one. I'm new to this, so as I said, I gave my life to Christ in April of last year, so I'm still learning. So, you know, when I get to that 1 year mark, I should be like advanced. But yeah, I'm just, you know, trying to be a better person, just trying to read the word of God, trying to just really like get my head in the Bible, focus. So yeah. Dishwasher. Yeah, that's why I got the that's why I didn't get the new King James Bible. I got the one that was easier to read because I was just like, I'm not trying to read no Romeo and Juliet type talking. So I was just like, I'm gonna find something that's a little bit more easier for me to read. So I think after I read the new international version, I'm gonna go back and read the new King James, and hopefully I should understand it a bit because I've read the translation. I hope so, twins. I hope so. Yeah, next live, I should, feel a bit more comfortable. That's why I'm just like, make this live a bit more chill so like you guys can get to know me. What version are you using? I think it's better to use the New King James version because the translations are a little bit different. But it's easier on the brain to read the New International Version. It's just a little bit more straightforward, but the New King James Version has a little bit more substance in it. It's just that if you can get through reading the translation of that book. Yeah, NIV. This is. I got it off Amazon. Yeah, I got it off Amazon. Are you saying you got the NIV? I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you prefer to read, whatever's better for you. But it's better for me to read the NIV version. Do you know what I do? I set my timer on my phone, so I set it for every 15 minutes. That's when I first started out. I set that for every 15 minutes. Now I do every half an hour, and I put my timer on my phone, and then I'll start reading the book that I want to in the Bible, and then after the timer goes off, we set it for another 30 minutes. That's if I'm not working. But yeah, I always put a timer on so like I'm not overworking my brain. And plus, when you're reading the Bible, you don't want to just read it, you want to study it as well. So I feel like half an hour is like a great time. You just got to make yourself do it. I always say that if I don't do it, God's disappointed. So I just, and I don't want to disappoint God. So I will read the Bible no matter how tired I am after work. Even if it's like 15 minutes, I'll do it. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Praying started for me. It started off out. It was pretty hard because it's just like, what do you say? How long do you need to pray for? But I think again, start off like maybe like 5 minutes at a time. So start off 5 minutes and then gradually like build up your time with your prayer. That's how I started. So I did 5 minutes, and it's really like simple praying. And then after like up like to 10 minutes, then I was saying more in my prayers. But yeah, at first it was really hard to pray, but if you keep on at it, it becomes like it just becomes like part of your life. Like you don't think about it, you just do it. So you have to keep on at it. So I've been doing it for a couple of months, and I won't say that I've been consistent. There's been times where I've like not felt like I want to. But again, this journey with Christ, you're going to experience a lot of things, and spiritual warfare is one. And I think that's the thing that you're gonna have problems with. Um, there was like a week or two where I was like stuck, and at some point last year, maybe like August, September, I was stuck and like there was no like focus, and I was like not really wanting to read the Bible and stuff, but you know, I got brought back. I got brought back. I always keep my Bible by my bed as well. So what do you mean ask for stuff? I think you just I think you just have to be honest about how you feel. I mean, just be authentic. Don't think you have to say these words because you have to say it. Just say what like really is on your mind. I mean, that's the only way it's gonna really work. At first, I was like, when I was praying, I was thinking I have to say things that you would in a prayer. But then when it started to become authentic, and I started to like really ask for help and really like get into talking to God, then it became a little bit more better. It didn't feel like I was like putting on a prayer or saying things that you would in a prayer, like the standard prayer. You just got to make it a bit more personal for you. I think you just got to get used to saying it out loud. I started off just saying my prayer in my head, and then I was like, let me just start saying it out loud. So I just, once I got comfortable with praying, I started to say it out loud. I don't know, maybe write down your prayer first, and then you can get comfortable that way and start saying it out. Exactly, twins. Do you know, I think it also helps as well if you're consistent in the Bible. Um, if you're consistent in reading the word, then the prayer, honestly, it helps. You just fly through the prayer. But I think you need to understand like the Bible a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, I think you said you had the NIV version. If you do, try reading the first 5 books first, because that's the law, and the law is really the foundation that sets everything afterwards. So for me, when I read the 5 books, I understood what was required of God and what He needed and what He required us from us for us to do. So maybe that might help start reading the first book, Genesis. I mean, uh, Genesis is like one of the easiest books to read. I think for me, the hardest book, I mean, some may like say different, but Exodus was the hardest one for me to understand. I had to read it a couple of times, and then I went on YouTube as well to kind of to break it down, because I got a little bit confused on Exodus. But um, I think, yeah, just take it book by book. Um, that's what I did also. I mean, you can start with the New Testament. You can start with the New Testament, but the only thing with the New Testament is it refers back to a lot of the old stuff, like the historical stuff and the laws and stuff like that. Um, which I did. I first started off in the Gospels, but it was confusing me because I was referring back to prophets that were in the Old Testament. So that's why I would start in the Old Testament first. I mean, everybody's different. Some people want to read the Gospels first and then move into the Old Testament, but I would read the Old Testament first. I'll take this. I have to go 5 times. Do you know, it took me once to read Genesis and I understood it. Thank you. Yeah, I would say definitely read it in order because I don't know, everybody has different minds, but I process things by reading things in order, so I have to read it in order. So, and it also makes sense because I feel like some books link into each other, especially the 5 first books, and then you've got the historical books like Samuel's, Kings, like they're all kind of work into each other some way. So you don't want to really break it up. I mean, the only books that kind of you can read alone are like the poetry books, so like Psalms, Acts, Proverbs, all of that. But Genesis, do you know what? Genesis is actually the easiest book to read. If you stay consistent in it, you'll get it. I guess because I kind of read that book in one day. Maybe just start off with saying to yourself that you're going to read 15 minutes a day and start with Genesis. Nice. Yeah, Proverbs and Psalms are nice. What are you guys' favorite Bible verse or book in the Bible? For those who wasn't here before, mine's is the Book of Jobs. Then next week I will be going live again. I don't think I am this week because I got work. So I think next week I will be going live. I don't know what day, but I will put on my community post and I will be talking about the Book of Jobs. Guys, I just think that's such a great message. It's such a great book. And I think, I mean, it's a great book for someone that if they don't want to start off in the law, which is kind of hardcore, then the Book of Job's kind of will ease you into it. Well, I started at the beginning, so Genesis. I started with Genesis, and then I started to read Exodus, but then I looked on Google to see what was the best place to start, and everybody said the New Testament. So I started in the New Testament, didn't really make sense. I went back to Exodus, and then I started reading further on. But when I do go back to the New Testament, I will be starting on so I have marked my contents in my Bible. So I can't really show you. So there's like a contents page, and then I've put like the first 5 the Lords, and then I've put historical books, and then I've put poetry, and then I put major prophets, and then I put minor prophets, and then in the New Testament, you got the Gospels, Paul's letters, more letters, and then yes, it's basically easier for me to understand what I'm reading. But it's really up to you how you mark your Bible. But in the NIV, it does say what is what. So if you go to Psalms, it does tell you the poetry book. So it does tell you what category is what. But I found that putting stuff into categories helped me. Yeah, Matthew's good. Yeah, Psalms is good. Luke is good as well. Yeah. What are you listening to on YouTube? But what book do you listen to on YouTube, or do you just pick like any? Yeah, boxing class. I started from beginning to end. But some people were starting from the Old Testament, the New Testament to the Old, so they're working backwards. Now they said that was the best way to learn, but for me, it just confused me even more. So I just went back to what I did and started from the beginning all the way down. Yeah, but you know, if you put on Genesis, if you put on Genesis on YouTube, it may help. Honestly, I think it's great to read the laws first, and then the historical books, like Judges and Samuels and Kings, because it really tells you, it really breaks down to you the tribes. What do you call it? Tribes in the book, and what ancestors were evil, what ancestors were good to God, what ancestors bloodline lived on, what whose bloodline died off. No, I mean the laws and the historical book. There's a lot of like prophets that I mean if all I mean the prophets in there that are mentioned are, but I mean there's obviously more major prophets than some. I mean YouTube's a great help as well. I went on YouTube quite a bit to help me break down some of the meanings. You can I before I got the Bible, I started off reading. I started off on audio, and I downloaded the Bible. Mike, I downloaded the Bible on there, and then I downloaded the Bible on there. This is the New King James Version though. And I was listening to it, and then I thought, okay, I want to read the Bible. So I got on Kindle, I got the New King James Bible that you read, and I found that difficult. So then I just purchased one off Amazon. But I did listen to in audio the New King James Version, but it is a little bit difficult to understand. Thank you, Mike. I finally got here. Also, take your time. It's not like a rush to like read the Bible. You want to like really understand it. So even if it takes you a couple of months, I think because I was just so fast and like I was really like I really want to read the Word of God and stuff like that. So I really just immersed myself in the Bible. I'm literally sitting in my bed on my days off, and I'm like for hours reading the Bible. So it's just really about patience, really. And even myself, sometimes I had to go over some. Like I said, Exodus was the one that I had to keep going over because I'm just like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Say, have you marked? Do you have a physical Bible or do you have it on your phone? If you have a physical Bible, have you marked like in your book, like in the contents, like have you divided it up so it doesn't look so like daunting when you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, because that's what I did. I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a lot. And then when I broke it down into sections, I found it was a little bit better to understand. Oh, boxing class. I don't. Okay, guys. I don't have social media. I don't have no Instagram. I don't have no Twitter. I don't have no TikTok. I don't have no Facebook. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have it. I might think about making it Instagram. I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, maybe mark your pages then. Um, Also, what I find helpful is after every book, maybe go on YouTube and let them break it down a little bit more for you if you're not understanding it a little bit, or you can just write what you think, like in a notebook, what you think that book, what how you interpreted that book. That's what I did, and then once I kind of after I've read a book and I wrote down what I think it is, I went on YouTube to see if I was like near right of what I understood. But it will get easier. It will get easier once you keep reading. You just gotta keep reading it, even if it's 5 minutes. Set that time on your phone and just I started off with 5 minutes, I started off with 5 minutes, and then I gradually upped how much I was reading. Okay. I'm gonna ask you next time. Even if it's just like 10 minutes, that's 10 minutes that you wasn't even gonna do it. That's 10 minutes you're spending with God. I'm sorry if you like hear any ambulance or police cars go by. I live near a hospital, so you're gonna hear that quite a bit. You're gonna hear that quite a bit. Um, I guess it depends where you live in London. I mean, if you live on the, we say over the water, over the river, so that's over the river's like West London. If you live like over like in the city, it's a little bit better. If you live on the other side, which I am on the other side of the water, which is a little bit rougher, so it's a little bit different in contrast to going into the city. But I guess it's fine. If you're used to growing up like in the rough area, then it's nothing. It don't really phase you. But yeah, I guess it depends where you live. I'm used to living in this area, so do you know I thought about visiting America, but I'm just like I don't think that I could do it. I don't think I could do it. America's wild. I don't know if I could. I'm like, would I survive out there? Nice, Mike. The thing is, like over here, it's a little bit hard to find churches. I mean, an authentic church that's not like trying to rip you off. So most of the time I'll practice in my home, but I have been to churches and I'm just like I have not felt it because I don't feel like it's not really speaking the word of God. It's just like there for money, like money making. So I decided that okay, I'm gonna pray in my house, read my Bible in the house, study in my house. If I find a good church, then yeah, but so far I haven't. Yeah, I think if you came to London, you'll be fine. Honestly, London is cool. As I say, it just depends where you stay. You can stay in the most people that come over to London go in the tourist parts of London. So that's fine. I mean, there's not much in London, but everybody that comes over says that London's amazing and stuff. I'm just like, yeah. Exactly, you don't. Thing is, everybody feels like or thinks that you should be going to a church to kind of like validate of yourself being with God. And it's like, no, as long as you have a relationship and as long as you believe, then you don't really need to go into church. God already sees what you're doing. He already knows. Yeah, I would say you can just worship in your house. Unless you want to go to church, you can, but honestly, it's not really needed. I'll just stay. I'll just do it in my house. One, it's more peaceful and convenient. So twins, a lot of fake people, and sometimes they're not even speaking the word of God properly. And it's like, I don't feel it. I don't feel like the fire. I don't feel like the passion. So I'm just like, in London, I would say there is opportunities of like owning your own business, and I would say, I would hope so. Well, like, would you say a first world country? We have the resources and stuff to do it. It's just about getting up and doing it. But I think London is like a good place to start a business. Hey. I mean, if you get like you have to get used to the culture over here. So once you get used to the culture, you'll be fine. But um, it's kind of different in London. It's really different in London. Bit too chilly for me, sorry. I mean, it's always cold in London. You get like 2 weeks in the summer. You get like 2 weeks of sun, like a heat wave, and then it will just be like unpredictable weather. So that's another thing. If you want to live in London, the weather's not stable over here, so you never know what weather you're getting. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? When I'm at church and I'm like, yeah, it's going well, but then when I hit the donate, I'm just like, why? When I hit the donate, I'm just like, I'm not coming back. I'm just not coming back because you're so heavy on the donate. I'm just like, mm-mm, I'm not going to be donating to you. I only speak one, and that's English. I cannot speak any other languages, unfortunately, even though I would like to. Corey. Hello, Corey. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thank you, boxing class. I would have to understand the culture first, though. Thank you, Corey. I'm just trying. I'm just trying. In these last couple of months, I've learned so much. So, yeah, I've learned so much. So I can only try and pass on what I know to people who's actually starting out. As I said, it's only been since April last year, and 2020, all of 2023. It's just a weird thing. Like there was no thought of God. There was just no nothing. Um, and then last year, maybe January, February, about March, end of March, a testimony popped up on my feed, and I was like, I have not searched nothing related to God or nothing, and I was like, I'm gonna watch the testimony. I'm being open-minded about it, and I watched the testimony, and I was like, and I watched a little bit more, and I watched more, and I watched more testimonies, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna find out for myself. I purchased the Bible. I started reading with an open mind, and then I was like, I'm reading the Bible, and I don't want to be lukewarm. Or like, if I'm gonna be all in it, I'm gonna be all in it. So I decided to give my life to Christ. Yeah, so it's crazy because like if you could if anyone could tell me that in 2024 that I am going to give my life to Christ, I would have said no way. I would have said no way. I would have said no way. Me purchasing a Bible, I would have said no way. Them testimonies, honestly, those testimonies are so powerful that I was just like, ain't no way that there's so many testimonies. Ain't no way they can be lying. Ain't no way they can be lying. There, it's got to be true. He is good, twins. He is. He is good. And that's the thing. Oh, so when I saw the testimony in, yeah, the end of March last year, um, like say I had pneumonia. I got pneumonia last no 2023 December, right? And I got really sick. I was like in hospital. I got really sick, and I remember I came home because they would let me discharge me from hospital because there I was a little bit better. I came home and I really couldn't breathe. Like something in my airways was stuck. I really couldn't breathe. So I just thought if I sleep it off and then I wake up, I'll be fine. And I woke up and I felt even more worse, like something was stuck and I really couldn't breathe. And I just remember just like really praying. I just really spoke and I was like, please, like, help me. And I kid you not, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes later, I was sick. Now, there's this thing called like a bronchitis cast, and it's like um, thick mucus that's stuck in your airways. And when you vomit it up, it's like got branches on it, so it kind of looks like a tree. And that's what came out. And I was like, ain't no way that was stuck in my airways. And I don't know how that came out. Honestly, I don't, because if you look it up, that should like that the doctor should be giving you something to break that down in your body so it can come up normally. And that came out, and I was like, I think from then I was like, it didn't connect, but once I started to read the Bible stuff, I kind of connected the dots, and I said, oh my gosh, I connected the two, and I was like, that's crazy, that's crazy. So I think after that, I said, yeah, that's got to be real. Ain't no way I'm praying so I can breathe properly, because I'm struggling to breathe. And then 10 minutes later, I'm sick. And it come like the thick mucus that was stuck in my airways, it's come up. And I was like, I remember because I was freaking out. I called my mum, I was like, Mum, I'm being sick. I don't know what's coming out. This plastic stuff is coming. Da, da, da. So yeah, she when she looked it up in Google for me, she was like, oh yeah, that's really bad. So but she said it's good that it came out. So I mean, after I went to the hospital, because I was like freaked out, because I was like, I can't believe that whatever that was, I was sick. But I really did. I really prayed, man. I really prayed. Just breathe. Jay, let me tell you, it's oh man. Anyone that's had pneumonia is no joke. That kills your body. And I was off work. I remember I was off work for like 3 weeks, but in that time I was recovering, and then it's like a month after, a month and a half after, I get a testimony showing up on my YouTube feed, and I've not looked anything previous about God. I said, oh my gosh, twice. I said twice. I said this cannot be a coincidence. I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's real. He's real. I've never been I've never been more sick and never felt more alive. Honestly, honestly, yeah, I was so sick, but it was actually like God telling me, like humbling me. It's like he was telling me to slow down. Because I remember that time I was doing a lot. I was working more than like 30 hours a week. And I was doing a lot, and I was neglecting my health. I was. And it was like God said to me, like, okay, I'm gonna sit you down because you're doing way too much. You're not looking after yourself. And it came at such a boom, like it just hit me getting sick. So I didn't have no time. There was no preparation. There was no like warnings. I was like out. That same day, I was sick. I was at work, and after work, I went straight to the hospital. So yeah, I just knew that I was being humbled, and humbled I was because I realized I'm not superhuman, and I need to calm myself down, and I need to be able to say no. And moving forward after that, I was just a little bit more conscious of my health. So now I wasn't trying to overwork myself and stuff like that. So I was like paying attention more to me. But I really think that was the turning point that made made me go, all right, he God is real. He's actually real. Thank you, twins. Thank you, Corey. I know. Yeah. Honestly, it definitely humbles you when you're sick. But when you're like really sick, you definitely go like you start to think about oh your life, and like you start to think a bit more. You're just a bit more conscious of what you do. You're just a little bit more present. Um, you make better decisions. So um, that's what happened with me. I just started to make better decisions. Like just be a better person. Just do better. And especially when it comes to your health, like your health is your wealth. Like your health is what you got. So you don't really want to play around with your health. And if sometimes you got to say no to someone, you just got to say no. And that's what I realized when it came to work. I realized, okay, I'm doing all this stuff for work, but no one's really caring about my health. And I really had to put my health first. So that's what I did. Even when I came back to work, I came back in, like, phased in, because I was like, I'm not gonna come in boom 30 plus hours and then go back to how I was. So I had to like lower my hours a little bit so I could just get myself back to 100%. Trust me. I think I'd say 2024 is my best year in terms of that I found God, or God found me, either way. And 2025 is just gonna be even better. I sometimes, it's crazy because I was thinking, oh my gosh, how long have I've gone all this time without not knowing him? Like, how have I done that? It's crazy. It just blows my mind. I'm just like, how I've just gone through just life walking without Christ. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm just trying, that's all. That's all I can do, is just try. That's why, like, I just want to make content, because when I was starting out, there wasn't really a lot for like someone like me. And when I say someone like me, like something authentic, just someone that's your normal everyday person that, is living in the hood, whatever. And just, so that's someone that's relatable. And there are many videos on YouTube, but a lot of them are like really like high quality productions and stuff. But it's all good, honestly. But I just wanted something that was a bit more real. Someone actually going through it and stuff like that. So I mean, if I can help anyone that's starting out, then that's great, because it's honestly it's gonna be the first couple of months that's gonna be the hardest, because you're gonna want to be tempted to not read the Bible. You're gonna be questioning. There's a lot of things that you're gonna learn in the first couple of months. So I mean, just gotta be patient, take it slow. The Bible's not going anywhere, you know. And I would say, like, read it properly, and you can read it more than once. You don't have to read it once and be like, boom, like, read it. I like go back and refer to it a lot of the times, even if I'm like feeling like down or whatever. I will go and look in my Bible or read in my Bible. Cool twins. But yeah, get yourself a Bible. Get yourself a Bible. If not, like, just be open. Like me, just be open to the idea. You don't have to commit yourself at first. Just be open to the idea, and then try and live accordingly to the book. Try and be a better person. That's all you can do. So, and that's how I kind of started out, just being a better person. Kevin, and reading testimonies, watching testimonies. I mean, I watched a lot of testimonies, a lot, and You you can't make it up. Honestly, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. It it's the testimonies are so powerful. Like, how can you not believe? Honestly, um, and as I said, someone that was a non-believer, and can I say I believed in something like a higher power, but I didn't believe it, none in the human form, and not a god, just like a energy, I guess. Because before I started to read the Bible, I was into Buddha, and I was doing that for a couple of years, and but I felt like there was like a void, something missing, and I was still searching for something spiritually. And I remember, like, when you write down your goals and stuff, one of my goals was always get right spiritually. And I could never seem to get right spiritually with Buddha. So I was just like, I'm still missing something. So I kind of just stopped practicing that, and I kind of just like that was in 2023. I stopped believing in the Buddha, and it's crazy because like I would have crystals in my house, stuff like that, and yeah, my house is really kitted out. Like, I'm having Buddha there and Buddha here and everything like that, and I was really like into it, but as I said, there was still something missing. So I was like, nah, I'm starting to not, over the years, I'm starting to not feel it as I was when I first started out. And the thing with the Buddha, you can call it a religion. I don't know if you can call it a religion, but the thing with that is it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you that you are like your own God kind of thing, which I didn't understand at first. I didn't understand at first. And I just thought it was such a good thing that, you get to embrace who you are and stuff like that. But then I was like, but you're worshipping yourself. You shouldn't be worshipping yourself. You should be worshipping, like, I'm not worshipping myself. I'm just not worshipping myself. So after a while I just thought like it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit me. So I stopped that. I removed everything. I threw out my crystals. I took down all my canvases. I threw them out. And then God came and I said it's not something that I planned. It just happened, and it really just happened after I stopped believing in Buddha. Like, after I stopped believing, everything else just fell into place, and I was like, wow. And that was the one thing that I wanted, that I was struggling with, is this being spiritually in touch, and yeah, I can like tick that off my list now because I don't have to go searching anymore. Yeah, I have friends left. My friends are actually very understanding. I guess it's like a change for them from Buddha to um, the Bible, but they get it. They 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 understand that this is the way I'm living. This is the way I want to live, and they respect, like I respect their beliefs and stuff. They respect my beliefs, and that's it. Yeah, some friends can hold you back, but luckily I've got good friends who support me in whatever I do. So um I haven't lost any friends. Family, I mean, my family is supportive as well. Like, so there's no problem there. Um, exactly, Kevin. This is the problem, and it's really difficult because like I was like one of them people that was just like tell me anything about God in the Bible. I don't want to hear it. No. I don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. But now I'm like the person that's like, you know, guys, like, you don't understand. You have to read the Bible because when we're gone, judgment day, your judgment's gonna come, and I don't want to leave this world not knowing that I haven't made right with God, you know? So I I want to know that on my judgment day that God can look back and see that I tried. You know, I came back. I was a good person. I did well. I spread the word. I taught the word. I lived by the word. No, he is honestly. I'm just like, man, how did he get me back? How did he get a non-believer to be a believer? And I believe that's really hardcore. Like I'm all about God. I'm all about God. And when I say that, you know, that build your relationship like with God, what I do is like, so I'm still trying to be a better person. I still, you know, listen to secular music and all that stuff. So, but I have incorporated a lot more gospel in my music. And what I do is when I'm cleaning or I'm about to have a bath or something, I'll put on that music, and that's like my time with God. So like I'm really um, vibing with God. I'm really vibing. I'm really in the zone sometimes. I'm just like tears of joy because I'm just like, this is so amazing that he's found me. Cool. I'm about to go soon because I got work tomorrow. I've got work tomorrow. But I do thank you all for coming out though and supporting. It's honestly been so nice. And I actually get to, you know, speak about God and actually serve him. Think I don't know what to say because I don't have that problem, because when I share stuff with my friends, they receive it in a positive way. If I share a scripture, or if I share a gospel song, or if I share something, they receive it positively. I guess it's just the people that you're around. I mean, um, you can try and give them knowledge, and you can try and give them wisdom, but if they don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. I hear you, Mike. I think it's good to have a relationship with God. Well, your own personal, anyway. It's your own journey. I think as long as you know, like, that you're doing what you're doing and you're being a better person and you're following the word, then I mean, no one can't say nothing to you. Like, I mean, if people, if they're gonna listen, they're gonna listen. If they're not, they're not. But As long as you're standing on your 10 toes with God and you are reading the word and following the word, then I mean, that's the best you can do. Thank you, Corey. You know, I for months I had been thinking whether I was gonna do this, and it's like God was like telling me, you need to share, you need to speak, because people need to know that you was once a non-believer. Like no one could tell you nothing, and then in a couple of months you've just gone like full circle, and you're just like you're all for God. Honestly, I'm telling you that conviction is powerful. When I come in from work and I'm tired and I go, do you know what? My brain is fried, my body is hurting me. I want to get in the bathroom, I want to go into bed. I hear no, go and read that Bible. No, I don't care how tired you are. You're gonna go and read that Bible. It doesn't matter if it's for 5 minutes. What you're gonna do is you're actually gonna go and read that Bible. And I go, I'm gonna read that Bible. No matter how tired I am, I'm going to read that Bible. And yeah, so he speaks, man. Honestly, he speaks. Like I said, I keep my Bible by my bed as well, because it's just easier for me. If I want it in the morning, I just want to read a book in the Bible. It's just right next to me. I think that's the hardest part, because you have to. There's some people in life you're just gonna have to leave behind, and some people are not going to be good for you. Some people's energy is not going to be good. Some people's, they're just not going to be good for you. So, I mean, you're just going to have to try and navigate that yourself how you see fit. Yeah, it's almost 11. Almost 11 for me. I'm going to end the live at 11 because I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. Honestly, that's true, Mike. It shows your growth as well. It's just like personal growth. It shows, you're thinking about your future a bit more. You're thinking about yourself a bit more. Um, and if people are gonna have like a negative effect in your life, then you don't really need that. To be fair, you can only keep positive people around you. Um, yeah, as I said, I've got positive people around me, so I'm fine with like, and even if I didn't, I'm still continuing on my journey. This is my path. So if I didn't have people that didn't support me, that's fine. Um, but I'm going to serve God. I am going to serve Him. Exactly, Kevin. Oh, another one. What money was the thing? I mean, it's gonna be a difficult process. It's honestly gonna, especially if it's like people that you really get along with or people that you really mess with, and they're not hearing it, and it's like a horrible situation. It is a horrible situation to be in, because you don't really want to cut people off, but at the same time, if it's not following what is in the Bible, it's not following what God is saying, then It has to happen, you know. I try to live my life accordingly, as close to the Bible, you know. But I understand I'm human, and make mistakes, you learn, and we're living in a world where it's like money and stuff like that. So it's not a godly world, even though it is God's world, but it's not a godly world, you know. Well, I guess when they have to answer to God, when their time comes, they have to answer. Um, you know, sometimes I when I'm like on my way to work and I'm on the bus, and I see people walking around and they're so busy with their life and they're doing this and doing that, and I go like you just take a minute to stop and just look at your surroundings. Like London is very busy, it's like very fast paced. Like everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, and I look around and I go, you're all running around so mindlessly, and like you need God, man. You need God. Exactly, Kevin. It'd be that one person that will be like, um, that I would have to show the rest that this is the way it should go. You'd be that one person, and whether or not other people want to follow, that's a different story. But I mean, if they're good friends, they will. Trust me, trust me, Mike. Honestly, let me tell you something. Spiritual warfare is a thing. Okay, it's a thing, and many people are going through it. And let me tell you something. God never gave us fear. God never gave us depression. God never gave us anxiety. He never gave us all of them things. You know what I'm saying? Because in Genesis, before Eve ate apple, they had no care. They had no knowledge of anything. You know, it's only when Eve ate apple and it's like, oh, we got a little bit of knowledge. We're starting to realize things, and you know, we was not given that. So I'm just like, when we're feeling these are worldly things. When we're feeling all these things like depression and stuff, that's the devil, man. That's the enemy, and you don't want the enemy to keep you down. You actually don't. I think maybe that's what your friends are going through. Say they're going through something spiritually that they can't explain. Exactly. I mean, he's working hard. He's working hard in this world, and I think it's just really about standing on faith and standing on what you believe in, and like not letting it sway you. The moment you stand on it and believe in it, like no one can't tell you nothing. No one can't. Your word is the truth. Honestly, that they just need to read the Bible. Read the Bible. It's that is the holy grail. Everything you need to know is in the Bible. Like I I don't know what to say. There's just no other words. Everything you need to know is right there. Yeah, he is using everything to steer people away. But you're just gonna go through the world lost, like with no purpose. And who wants to go through life with no purpose, like no meaning, like that, nothing? You have to have a purpose, you know. And how can we just living life mindlessly? We can't just be living life mindlessly. God never made us to live uh, life mindlessly. Otherwise, there wouldn't be rules. There wouldn't be commandments. There wouldn't be laws. I think maybe over time they might come to the idea. Maybe, I don't know, they might need to watch some testimonies or something. I don't know. But as I said, he'll bring you back. He will bring you back. I mean, there's only so long you can keep denying before he's like, nah, I'm real. And as I said, I got shown that he was real when I was sick, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and he came through for me. So he's real. That's true. And you know what? Jesus was so like graceful. Like, even though he was getting stoned and all these horrible things that were happening to him when they put him on the cross, and he was still so graceful. And he could have said to them, he could have really showed them that he can summon God, he can speak to God, and he could have really showed them, but he chose not to. He chose to be humble. And he could have really just knocked them all out in one go just by speaking to God, but yeah. Yeah, but you just gotta watch out for fake people, fake prophets, fake people that are preaching. This in the Bible. God said you need to watch out for these people that are going to be fake, that are going to speak the word of God or be for God. You have to watch out for these people that are going to deceive us. And there is a lot, unfortunately, that want to be fake prophets or prophesize. As long as you're true to God, then that's all that matters. I think you're going to be conflicted as well, because you want to do good. You want to do good, but then on the other hand, it's like you want to fit in, like, with people that are not believers. Thank you, Zay. Thank you. Yeah, well, do you know what? I am trying to spread the word of God. I'm trying to, make people more aware, have studies and stuff like that. and I want it to be a place where people can come in and like be able to, express how they feel, and be on this journey, or on your journey with God. So it's just about vibing with God, and that's what we're doing right now. We're all vibing with God. Like, thank you, Kevin. This is like a little introduction about myself, like getting to know me a little bit, and my testimony on how I really, became a believer. Like, exactly, Zay. That's another thing, that you came into this world alone, you're gonna leave this world alone. And guess what? When you leave this world alone, you are the one that's gonna have to answer to God. You're gonna have to answer to him. He can see what you are doing, and he can see whether you're being good. He can see whether you're following his word. He can see, he can see. And it's all about leaving this world with like a really good, clean conscience, and knowing that you did the best, and that you followed the word to the best that you can, and being a good person, really. I always say this, God extended his grace to us, so we need to extend our grace. He's showing us mercy. He doesn't have to show us mercy. He doesn't have to show us grace. We'll live in a world of sin, and we've been bad, and he should do what he did to us in Kings. Is it Kings? Or is it Judges, where he's killing off those who've done wrong, and killing off their bloodlines and stuff like that. So he should really be doing that to us, but he's not. He's given us so much grace. Bye, twins. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm gonna go soon as well. Maybe in 5 minutes. I'm going in 5 minutes. Yeah, but as I said, for those who come in late, I am going to go live next week, and I am going to talk about my favorite book in the Bible, which is the Book of Jobs. And it's just really a little breakdown of the book, and a little talk about, what happened in the book, and what can we get from it? Like, what can we take away from that book and apply to our lives? And trust me, the Book of Job, there's a lot of things that you can take away and apply to your life. So much things. I mean, feel free if you want to, after that, have a book in mind that you would like to read, or that you would like to study, and I will do that. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Definitely, Zay, I've got you next time, okay? Next time I'm gonna show you how to fold, yeah? I've got you next time. But yeah, Kevin, next week I will be talking about the Book of Jobs. Yeah. But But yeah, I'm gonna go now, guys, because I've got work tomorrow. But thank you all for showing up. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Oh, that's amazing, Corey. That's great. And Kevin, probably both. Trust me, I will show you because it's hard. It was hard to explain, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go now. As I said, next week sometime I'll be back. I don't know when, but I'll put it in my community post. Yeah, I'll put it in my community post. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys. Thank you again.